Hey guys, JB here from Alpha Wolf Consulting, coming to you today with lesson 9, which is how to set up a sales funnel series. So what is a sales funnel series? Well, we know it's the steps of the sales funnel. Okay, so like to understand this is important that we understand, well, what is our main goal? Okay, what are our milestones through the sale? So the easiest way, and I've said this before, but the easiest way to do this, to map out your sales funnel steps, is to just map out your sales process and find each milestone that you have to achieve to get the buyer across the line. Okay, so we have a new lead that knows absolutely nothing about the product or the service, and we have to bring them up to understanding a little bit about it, understanding the framework, and then we bring them up to understanding more in detail, and then we bring them up to understanding everything. Okay, so how we do this in terms of the sales funnel is we have a couple of milestones that we want to achieve. So for example, rarely can we ever sell a product without first demonstrating the value. So the first stage of your sales funnel, what we want to do is we want to capture lead data, because we don't want to be capturing lead data all the way back here, okay? Because then we don't know who's gotten to here and who's gotten to here. So each stage of your sales funnel, or each step, we want to have a way for someone to take action where we can track and measure it. Okay, and then we can align it to our CRM or pipeline to have additional activities happening. Okay, so we know if they buy the self, or if they give us the details for the sales funnel course, well, we know where they're at. Okay, we can market them. If they don't take up the one-on-one appointment or workshop, we understand, like, we've got to get them to here. Okay, so the sales funnel steps are, first we have to get the milestone of getting their details from them. Then we have to get the milestone of booking an appointment with them. And then we have to get the milestone of them purchasing the product or service. Okay, and these are the 3 milestones. Now you can have many different milestones if you want to. Just remember, the key in life, the more complex and complicated you make this process, the less likely people are going to organically or naturally move through this process. Okay, so it's important to understand that simplicity is key, and that trying to be too fancy, trying to do this, trying to do that, great. To anyone who wants to be too complicated, I say thank you. You're one less person for me to have to deal with competing directly with and competing with. Because for you to sell, someone has to be so invested to learn a highly complex process. Okay, whereas for me, a lead just comes in, oh, I would like a free course. Oh, I would like a free one-on-one workshop. Oh, I would like to have my account set up. I would like a lead gen or a sales optimization strategy done for me, or project done, or program done. So the thing is that the more steps that you have in your sales funnel, the more stages that a potential buyer or a prospect has to go through before buying. Now, the way to get around this is we want to have simple steps up to the sale, and then we can have simple steps leading on from the sale. So, for example, I've said this before, but we could have a one-time offer after this, and then we could have, X, Y, Z. Now, setting up a sales funnel isn't hard. Like, adding a new step is quite easy. We just add the name, create the path. If we were previously using ClickFunnels, we could bring it in from ClickFunnels. Okay, and we can do that, and we can map out the process. Now, there are some things that other people do, and think about it like this. okay, the first iteration of the sales funnel, okay, of the sales funnel steps is the basic. And then with data, we want to look to improve and expand it, okay? But we don't want to look to over expand and over improve it prior to launching it. So the goal is to launch, then improve and optimize, okay? It doesn't really matter. Remember, in business, you don't have to be the best. You just have to be above subpar. The barriers to entry in business in terms of performance and output is so low, okay? Like the companies we go up against, okay, have zero flexibility and zero imagination. And they work within a very limited scope to progress forward. Now, granted, depending on the industry and depending on the company size of your competition, they may be well established, okay? So they may not need to do too much. But generally, what will happen is they will have over complex or complicated processes, or they will they will give not enough information to make a decision, or they will try and overload at the front, or they might have nothing at the front end. So, you know, majority of businesses are still operating out of websites and landing pages. You know, that's great. If they want to do that, sales funnels are optimal because they are so efficient. Lead comes in, can only move forward, okay? There's no moving sideways. It's forward or backwards. You can either progress forward or leave. If you leave, then I'm going to put you into an email marketing campaign and a text marketing campaign to progress you forward. Okay, so understanding this really allows us to simplify our process in terms of what are the milestones that our buyer needs to hit or our prospect needs to hit to feel certain and confident by the time they get to this stage that, yes, this is the right product. You are the right salesperson. This company is the company that they align with, okay? And what we want to do is we want to just gradually, instead of trying to do everything on one web page, we just want to gradually build it up, okay? And also build up, you know, a bit of rapport with the buyer because they're seeing 1 video, 2 video, and then they're seeing 3 video. They're getting a course that has maybe 5 to 6 hours of video content. We're having a 1 hour in person, or not in person, but a live 1 hour workshop where we're really getting together and really working it out, or problem solving, or what have you. Okay. And then we get to the end and we've got more content for them to consume if they need to. And then we've got our offers. Okay. It's easy to understand that there's a free trial, 14-day free trial. It's easy to understand that if you were going through a competitor, you would be paying around $1,500 a month for anything that is similar. I'm pretty sure on a base level membership of ClickFunnels that just does the sales funnels, I'm pretty sure it's around about $99 per month. And you get a limit to, I think it's 5 to 10 sales funnels iterations that you can run simultaneously. The difference is, okay, if you wanted to have, and there's limits on members and things like that and customers, but we won't get too deep into that. But basically, we're able to show someone and demonstrate to someone, if you wanted to get like for like, you would be paying $1,500 a month. And you would be going through 5 or 6 different companies, okay? Because think about it, like if you want to do email marketing, well, you can't do that through ClickFunnels in terms of they don't have it. You link up MailChimp. If you want to have a CRM or pipeline, well, then you've got to link up HubSpot or Pipedrive or HighLevel. If you wanted to have automated workflows, from text going out and all that. You need Zapier. If you wanted to have, reputation management, you'd need Podium, so all these different things. If you wanted to have AI integration, you would also need another one. So we just got to understand that by simplifying the process, but also by demonstrating where they would be at, okay, if they were to go the alternative route, it becomes much more complicated, because then we're talking about linking different accounts and things like that. And now, as amazing as ClickFunnels is, either you have to pay someone to set your account up, or you set your account up. Okay? Trust me, I've done it multiple times. I'm a big fan of Russell Brunson's, and I love ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is amazing. But in competition to My New Admin, ClickFunnels doesn't even come anywhere near My New Admin. You would have to pay ClickFunnels $1,500 a month just to have the same as just the same in the fact of the funnel management and the funnel building. Okay, so we got to understand that while there's all these other competitors, okay, they won't do as much as you. Okay, so how do we outperform them? If I was just going like for like every day of the week, ClickFunnels would win, because they have a much, they're a lot larger or more entrenched into the market. Okay, they've got a lot more resources, they've got this and that, but they don't have me. But they do have Russell Brunson, so he's pretty good. But the thing is that understanding how do we add additional value that our competitors are not willing to add? How do we leverage on our uniqueness? How do we display that to our buyer? And that's the key with the funnel steps. We set this process up to align with our sales process that we know works. Okay, so it's not about reinventing the wheel and trying to do everything and make the most visually appealing and the most visually spectacular sales funnel. No, it's about simplicity, simple color schemes, simple information, simple offers, simple paths of travel. Okay, because we want to understand that for the buyer, okay, coming into this process, they may not know that there is a path to success, but we know because we've set it up for them. Okay, so that's a key thing to remember, is when we're setting up our funnel steps, okay, we're mapping out our sales process, identifying the milestones that we have to hit within that sales process to win the sale or win the business, and then we're just visually representing it. And if there are ways that we can improve on it and ways that we can maximize the efficiency and optimize it, great. That's what we do, but we do it after we have launched. Okay, don't do it before you've launched, because there's no point. Okay, majority of people think in sales that if I have the perfect script, if I have this, if I have that, the perfect script comes from a cachet of experience and a cachet of product knowledge and industry knowledge. Okay, so instead of us trying to over perfect the sales funnel, let's get something up and let's optimize it based on the responses that our buyers have. All right, so some things to think about in terms of, we want to have the simplest path to the end goal. We want to make sure that path is one that our buyers or our potential buyers want to take, because there's no point trying to convince them to take a different path if they're already aligned to one path. Okay, it's like, for example, if you're an Australian business why would I try and force you to operate, let's say, in the European market? Okay. It doesn't make sense because there's so many different things and so many, different directions that you would have to take in terms of there's different legislation, there's different business requirements, there's different consumer protections and things like that. Like what we want to do is identify, well, if this is the space you're in, if you're an Australian business operating in Australia, then let's optimize for Australia. Okay, if you're an Australian business who's operating in America, why would I try to tell you to focus on Australia? Do you get it? Wherever you're at, whatever you're like with your business, like wherever you're selling, okay, this is just the representation of the path of least resistance to the end goal. All right. And that's what we want to create in with the buyers. And when we create a very smooth and seamless process, what we see is we see a lot more buyers able to smoothly integrate through that process. Okay. So we don't want to be trying to reinvent the wheel with every buyer. We want to have a simple, smooth process that works. And then we want to mold each buyer into that process. Okay. Hope this helped. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.